larger sensor at a smaller price point. This was the main selling point of the Canon EOS RP. This camera certainly lowered the price bar for an entry-level full-frame camera, but is it really all you need? In this video, we're going to explore all the bells and whistles of the Canon EOS RP. We will also find out who this camera is really for. So, with that being said, let's get started. Canon EOS RP features the 26.2 megapixel full-frame CMOS sensor. 26 megapixels is good enough for capturing detailed images. However, the camera could have done a little better if the sensor didn't have an optical low-pass filter, though this filter certainly helped to reduce ugly moire and aliasing effects. The camera also comes with Digic 8 image processor, which lets you shoot 5 frames per second in burst mode. So, where does this camera fit in terms of image capturing ability? 5 frames per second is definitely not ideal for sports shooting, and 26.2 megapixel is not a very intuitive option for landscape photography either. Still, it would get the work done if there were no optical low-pass filter. If Canon was not intending to make the RP a sports camera, they could have at least removed the optical low-pass filter for images with finer details. And if you're thinking about the moire and aliasing effects, those are easy to fix in almost any post-production app. Apart from that, the ISO ranges from 100 to 40,000, so you can shoot in low-light conditions with ease. As it's a full-frame camera, you're going to see less noise even at higher ISO numbers. Another fascinating thing is, you can use RF mount lenses with this camera, and as we all know, they are currently the best lens lineup of Canon. Canon EOS RP features the dual-pixel CMOS autofocus system, which consists of 4,779 selectable autofocus positions. There are in total 143 autofocus areas in the entire sensor. The autofocus covers about 88% horizontally and 100% vertically of the entire frame. As for low-light shooting, you can detect your subject in as low light as -5 exposure value. This camera also offers eye detection autofocus, which works adequately well. One of the most fascinating factors of this camera is the eye detection autofocus also works when you're shooting videos and also in servo mode. The EOS RP is capable of shooting 4K videos at up to 24 frames per second at 4208-bit color depth. And if you want more out of this camera, you can get 4228-bit output with an external recorder. With Full HD and HD videos, you can raise the frame rate up to 60 frames per second. The 4K recording also comes with a significant crop factor. Apart from that, you cannot use the dual pixel autofocus while shooting 4K videos. In that case, you have to depend on contrast detection autofocus only. In short, RP does support 4K video recording, but there are many hidden conditions that might keep you from shooting 4K with this camera. On top of that, the slower sensor readout speed leads to a significant rolling shutter effect when you're shooting moving elements. However, you can shoot Full HD and HD videos with dual pixel autofocus. The EOS RP features a 0.39-inch OLED electronic viewfinder. Though small, this viewfinder has a 2.36 million dot resolution, which offers a vivid view. The viewfinder also has a refresh rate of 60 frames per second, which gives you an almost lag-free view but also drains the battery fast. However, you can also opt for a lesser refresh rate to get more battery life but a laggy view. Besides, there is also a 3-inch LCD touchscreen with 1.04 million dot resolution. The touchscreen fully articulates, which is handy when you're vlogging. Additionally, the vari-angle display also lets you shoot both low and high-angle shots effortlessly. This camera includes an LPE17 battery, which is capable of shooting 250 shots per charge. Though the battery power is not very impressive, this is what you get from a very basic full-frame camera. Speaking of full-frame, the power-hungry sensor is also a reason for the faster power drain of this camera. As for memory, it includes an SD card slot that is compatible with UHS 1 SD cards, and considering its low burst speed and other specs, the single card slot won't cause you much trouble. So that was all about the Canon EOS RP, a mirrorless full-frame camera for just under $1,000. Though it is a full-frame camera, it lacks many features that today's full-frame cameras are equipped with. So who is it for? With this camera, you will get that shallow depth of field that a typical full-frame provides. and low light performance is also decent. But this is a very limiting camera for shooting 4K videos, particularly if you want to shoot moving objects. So in short, if you want to level up your photography and want to shoot in Full HD, the Canon EOS RP is a decent camera to consider. So what are your thoughts on the Canon EOS RP? Let us know in the comment section.